Hello, welcome to what I think is episode 16 of Pub Football.
Sounds right.
With Miles and Jimmy. Miles here, this is Jimmy, talking about all of the football that happens around, well, not around, mainly the Premier League and a little bit of England stuff. We're sorry we didn't have any shows last week. Someone was sick, so we
It's been going around the office, leave me alone.
So we had to take a week off. In the meantime, thankfully, we don't have to really review Tottenham-Brighton, which is thank God. But we'll talk a little bit about that next week when we preview the Premier League games. Yeah. This episode is going to be about England. We're in the middle of the international break. Friday night saw England lose 2-1 against the Czech Republic in Prague in a game which would have seen England qualify for Euro 2020. They're going up against Bulgaria in Sofia on Monday night. So that's tomorrow night here. Yeah. Which, again, we can't qualify just with a win. If England win and Kosovo lose, England will qualify. Should have qualified Friday night, but England were just appalling.
They were. We watched in the pub.
Yeah.
We both lost complete interest after about 20 minutes because it was just diabolically poor.
It was. Everything about it was bad as well. I think I sent you a message when the starting team was announced.
Yeah, you did. You sent me about
what?
6. I was like, oh, hello.
Yeah. I was just like, what? Michael Keane.
Should be playing for England.
Dyer and Henderson next to each other again. Not Dyer, Rice and Henderson. I keep saying Dyer and Henderson because it just reminds me of that just boring, conservative, never going to win a decent game of football. Dyer and Henderson midfield that we used to play.
Yeah.
But Rice and Henderson now, and it just and the fullbacks were wrong as well. It was such a weird team selection in the hardest away game in this group. Surely you should pick your first team.
Yeah, it was the hardest away game, I get that, but they were terrible as well. And
yeah,
it is weird. I don't know if he's just leaving players in due to the fact they've done okay in other internationals beforehand, but yeah. Michael Keane is not playing very well at the moment, and he was at fault for the first goal, lost his man, and he shouldn't be playing for England. He's not good enough. It
worries me that Southgate genuinely saw that as his first choice starting lineup.
As you say, in the hardest game in the group.
That worries me because I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure what I think of Southgate. I'm not sure he's tactically that astute. You looked at the substitutions he made during the game, and all he did was like for like. He didn't change the system until the 87th minute when he took Rice off for Abraham. That was too late.
Yeah.
We were 2-1 down.
Yeah.
And we went 1-0 up after 5 minutes, and I was thinking, oh, we're on it. Because it was a great goal.
That was slightly our downfall as well. We scored too early, then all of a sudden you go, right, one up, we're going to slightly.
But they scored straight away, so they scored straight away.
Yeah.
So that's not really an excuse for me, because it went back to level pegging after about 10 minutes.
But it just seemed throughout the game we just weren't up for it. We didn't close the ball down, we didn't keep the ball at all well.
No.
We didn't really create many chances either, which was the most disappointing
part.
That,
for me, stemmed from the midfield selection.
Yeah.
The midfield selection was really, really poor.
Midfield and defence are the main issues at the moment.
Oh, the front three, I wouldn't change a thing. The front three, that is one of the best front threes in the world. Unfortunately, if you can't get them the ball, they can't do anything.
There were glimpses where the first goal, the penalty, great play for the penalty.
Absolutely superb. And there was a couple of other bits where it might have worked. But Harry Kane, I actually thought, did okay. He dropped deep, he played some good passes, but
I thought the front three did all right.
Get a sniff really. He had a couple of chances, but it just wasn't. It was that midfield base that neither of them seemed willing to get the ball. They weren't showing their feet.
Yeah.
They were hiding behind players. When they did get the ball, it was half-hearted, long passes a lot of the time.
Yeah, we just have we've always had this issue, haven't we? For years and years and years, we just cannot keep the ball.
No.
I don't know why, but
I know why.
But it's down to we're playing at the moment. For me, Rice is not good enough to play at the base and midfield for an England side.
But we're definitely not next to a Henderson as well. I think that he could do a good job with better players next to him, and I think either or of them at the same time. I think Henderson should maybe play at the base.
Agreed. You don't need both of them in a game against Czech Republic. Maybe against a France or a Spain or a Germany, you might need both of them in there. I get that. But yeah, we were just really poor on the ball, and it was just like, well, why can't we keep it? It's not difficult. They weren't closing down. There's lots of space out there.
I know I say it a lot. I just cannot see why Harry Winks didn't get
a minute
again. Not a single minute of action in a game where we were struggling to keep the ball. I would have put him on at half time if I've not started him and just said, right, we need to calm this down. We need to keep the ball. We need somebody who can play on the half turn. I think that Lewis Cook could be that player as well. He's a very handy player if he stays fit.
Times like these, you wish you had a Michael Carrick in midfield at the moment. He'd be absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
But you think back to this time last year, the Spain away game, you had Winks,
And
Barkley,
yeah.
and we did really well.
Yeah.
We kept the ball, we were very good on the counter. Why is he not playing? Why are we sticking to players who aren't in form and aren't playing well enough?
Yeah, the Mason Mount experiment didn't really work. I don't really blame Mason Mount for that. He was playing too close to Kane for starters. There was big gaps. So there was the back four, then there was a gap to the midfield two or hiding behind players, and there was a massive gap to the front four, which Mount should have been, and he sort of went wide in the second half, which was odd. I don't know why he didn't drop a bit deeper.
Yeah.
And play almost in a three in midfield would have made a lot more sense. I don't understand the tactics behind it at all.
No, I still think it's a little bit too early for Mount, but obviously
when
Maddison spends his night in a casino instead of watching the game, that's what we do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yes.
Well, he was ill.
I really like Maddison, but his attitude is not great at the moment.
Yeah. I would still start him all day.
Yeah, 100%. If he's fit and firing in the Premier League, he plays to me and he's miles better.
I would even have played Barkley deeper. So I think his issue in the last few games... You could have
Winks and Barkley next to each other and had someone in front of him.
Well, you could have had Henderson and Barkley if you're not going to play Winks. It's just I feel like with Barkley in the last few games he didn't set the world alight because they were playing him a bit too advanced. I actually don't think Barkley's a great attacking midfielder. I think he's better a little bit. He drops too deep to get the ball as well from an attacking midfield role. The fullbacks were wrong. Why isn't Trent Alexander-Arnold, who arguably the best right back in world football over the last 18 months, is being put in the team, but is behind Kieran Trippier. I know Kieran Trippier's done well for Atletico Madrid. I know he did well in the World Cup. He was dropped from the Nations League. Why all of a sudden, off 10 good performances, is he ahead of possibly the world's best right back?
You changed 3 of that back 4.
I changed 3.
We know who we'd all put in, and it'll be the back 4 tomorrow.
Hopefully. I hope so. I hope the back.
If Michael Keane plays tomorrow, I'll be absolutely fuming.
If he plays again for England, honestly, no. We did this. We went through a list of players.
Oh yeah, I can think of about 5 other players. Yeah, agreed.
At centre half for England right now over Michael Keane, you've got Maguire. I'd rather have Joe Gomez. I'd rather have John Stones. I'd rather have Mings and Tomori, who are in the squad. I'd rather have Ben Mee and James Tarkowski and Lewis Dunk. That's 8 players for 2 spots. And the 9th, arguably the 9th, if you don't add Rice and Dyer, who can both do a job there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anyone in the under-21s who's playing quite well as well.
No, I can't think of anyone. Jaffet Tanganga, the Spurs player, no.
Yeah.
But, he should...
Rob
Holding's in there as well.
Got him in.
10th. Rob Holding, 100% once he starts playing, should jump above him. It doesn't make any sense to me that Michael Keane's starting for him. And Tuanzebe. That's 10 players. There's 10 players for 2 spots that we think are better than Michael Keane. Connor Cody's not far off. Seriously.
Players.
But I would honestly rather give Connor Cody a chance than play Michael Keane again.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think Keane has, for the last couple of England games, been really poor.
He's never played well for England, really.
No.
He's played in a couple of rubbish friendlies where he didn't have to do anything. But
I just don't understand what qualifies him to play in the games. He's not playing well for Everton.
He hasn't done for over a year.
No, and why is he getting ahead of Gomez? I don't understand. I don't understand what he's thinking there. But
Gomez hasn't been playing.
I get
that's
that,
one
but
thing.
He's better.
But Tyrone Mings has, and Mings is a better player. Fikayo Tomori, I think, is superb.
Yeah.
And I just don't see how Michael Keane can have a future in an England shirt. I don't think he should be in the next squad. I don't think he should be in another squad.
If he's in the Euro squad, let's put it that way. I think Tomori will come through. Players will come in.
The thing that I don't get the most about it is our manager, Gareth Southgate, was a centre-back. Of all the positions you think he should know who to play, it's a centre-half.
Who do you take to the Euros? Your 4 back?
If everyone's fit.
Yeah, your 4 or 5.
Maguire, Gomez. I'd probably still take Stones because he's got a bit of international experience now.
Yeah.
Right now, for me... It very much depends on Rob Holding's season, but at this very moment, because Rob Holding was playing well for Arsenal for about 2 months and then he got injured, it's a shootout between Tomori and Mings. If Tomori keeps playing the way he's playing, I'd be tempted to take Tomori.
I think Tuanzebe is going to go. I think he's going to play all season next to Maguire, and I would be surprised if that's not starting back too.
Yeah, well, Man United have to improve massively.
Exactly. But yeah, I think, as you say, Gomez, Maguire, Stones, Twanzebe, or Tomori.
Yeah.
I'd be quite happy with that.
Yeah, and I don't think Holding will be far off. But Keane, with all these players we mentioned, Keane shouldn't be anywhere near it.
You've got Declan Rice can play at the back. You've got Dyer if need be.
Well, I don't think Dyer will get back in the squad.
No.
I think Declan Rice is an option to bring back in. I think Rice will go.
Yeah.
If he's fit, and he will. That's why I think we'll take 4, and we'll have Declan Rice as an emergency, because you need the fourth centre back never plays.
Well, they're talking about playing a back 3 tomorrow, which doesn't really make any sense against a really poor Bulgaria side.
Is that to keep Michael Keane in the side?
Probably, yeah, but that doesn't make any sense.
If they do a back 3, which they did in the World Cup, which worked in the World Cup while England was sort of figuring it all out, but since the World Cup, we're too good to play a back 3, if you ask me. If they play back 3, which 3 would you go for?
Maguire, Tomori, and I would probably go with Mings.
I'd go Joe Gomez.
Oh yeah, Joe Gomez, yes.
I'd go Gomez one side.
Gomez is still alive.
I'd go Gomez one side. Maybe Mings in the middle and Maguire the other side, because Maguire played well on the left of a back 3 in the World Cup. However, I'd still go for a back 4. I just think
we're going to dominate the ball.
Yeah, I don't know why we need a back 3. I would go.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess the back 3, what it can do is push those fullbacks up to almost wingers.
Yeah, but you lose the 3 up top, don't you? Because obviously they're only going to play 2. And
well, they play. I think they'll play all 3 of them. I think they'd still play Kane, Sterling, and Sancho. But I think that Sterling would float a bit more, and Sancho would be a bit higher. But he's not. He's a winger. I think that's again cramming players into a system that they're not used to. I think play 4 at the back. Play the best back 4 we have, which is Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Maguire and Chilwell. Yeah. It's not even a difficult choice. I don't know why.
And it will work because you've got Chilwell and Maguire who played with each other, and you've also got Gomez and Trent who play with each other.
Yeah.
So it makes automatic sense.
And Gomez and Maguire looked very good together in the Nations League.
Yeah, agreed. It's just so frustrating. So it's going to be a really weird lineup in tomorrow. I can already tell.
It's just odd how managers can't see what the whole country can somehow see. What is Michael Keane doing in training that's making him start? Like that's the thing, mate. Is Gomez not fit? And even if Gomez isn't fit, Tomori and Mings are both ahead of him in the pecking order. Keane in the pecking order for me.
Yeah,
I'd rather play either of them.
You need to stop ranting about the back 4.
No, I know, but the midfield too needs to change. Up front, we're fine. I think Mason Mount has to start again because there's no one else.
Player midfield, really, don't we? The one who can kind of work between the lines, a bit like Wilshere.
That's Winks.
Yeah, I don't disagree that Winks can do
and
that.
Barkley,
but
I think, can do it too.
I
think it will be Foden.
I don't care that he's not playing.
It will be Phil Foden. I think the Euros will come too close, but I think next season when David Silva leaves Man City, he's going to play a lot more football.
I hope he gets a bit of a run towards back end of the year and someone goes, do you know what? Just take him.
Just take him and play him. Yeah, well, I agree with you that I think that it's a holding spot for Phil Foden, but I honestly don't know why they're not giving Harry Winks. If Harry Winks was Spanish, he'd be playing for Spain.
Yeah, there's just certain players in the squad who Southgate just won't pick. Madison, Winks.
Yeah.
There's a few others where you just go, why are they not playing?
They haven't played up, and to put this into perspective, and I sound like a broken record with Winks, but I really feel passionate about this. In the Nations League in the summer, the game against Holland, which I think we should have won the Nations League. We should have won it.
We should have won that semi-final.
Yeah. We didn't retain the ball even close to being well enough. I think it was Rice and Delph in midfield.
No, Frankie de Jong had a field day of just popping it round and keeping it and making us look silly.
Exactly. And what did the Gary Nevilles come out and say? What did the pundits all come out and say? They all said we needed a Harry Winks. They used the name Harry Winks in that midfield. He'd come back. He played in the Champions League final. He hadn't been fit, which is why he didn't go. Which I understood. They said that, and he hasn't played a minute for England since.
Stop talking about Harry Winks.
He hasn't played. I just don't understand why he hasn't played a minute.
I know. He's played
1 minute. Like he's not come off the bench. I would have brought him off on at half time.
I'd like to see him play tomorrow. I'd like to see Gomez play tomorrow. I'd like to see us change up a little bit and really make a statement tomorrow, win 5-6-0, and we go right back to it again.
Yeah, and people can talk about experimenting. One, you don't experiment in your hardest away game. 2, we have got players who barely play together. Experimenting's only so good if you've got 10 games to do it in. If you've only got so many games and there's not many friendlies, you have to play and get the players used to playing with each other.
Yeah, completely agree.
So for tomorrow night's game, let's look ahead now. Let's try and be a bit more positive.
Well, yeah, playing Bulgaria again, who we played recently, didn't we?
Yeah, we
absolutely annihilated.
We annihilated them with a terrible midfield.
I know it's in Sofia. I've got the feeling it might be quite hot and humid still out there.
There's a lot of issues surrounding racism.
Racism, yeah.
This is a great story. Not a great story. So, you know the
Am I going to laugh at it? Or?
No. But Hudson Odoi's come out. Not Hudson Odoi. Tammy Abraham has come out and said the England players will walk off together if players are racially abused. Completely agree with that. Bulgaria have come out. The Bulgarian FA have come out and said that's sort of how dare you, and told England off. Part of the Bulgaria stadium is closed for this game because of racist abuse, and they're having a go at the English for saying if it happens we might walk off. Well, no, that's why. Like what are you expecting?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I get where he's coming from, but if you're losing that game, are you going to walk off? Probably not. You're going to just get on with it because you want to win. I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? It's who has the responsibility. Is it the players? Is it the manager? Is it someone upstairs going, right, come on, off we go, this is enough? I don't know. I'd back him to walk off, definitely.
I think if he walks, I think the whole team should.
Yeah, I know.
I really do. I think that it's getting
a massive statement.
It's getting to the point now where the statement needs to be made. And England, even if England lose, I know it gets again tougher to qualify, but they still will. And we forget, because of the Nations League, England are guaranteed England are guaranteed a playoff.
Well, against Scotland.
Yeah, against Scotland. Scotland are guaranteed a playoff. Scotland are losing to Kazakhstan. Are guaranteed a playoff because they won their group in the Nations League. We shouldn't be talking like that. Obviously, England should win this group comfortably. They should have already qualified. Let's get back to the matters on the pitch. Who do you start? Do you actually take a risk and play almost a front four with Abraham in? Go for it.
No, I'd probably just change one of the midfielders. I think it will be a very similar formation. Hopefully the back four we've mentioned about 45 times already. Yeah. I'd have Winks holding and then have...
I wouldn't have him holding, I'd have him next to a hold.
We don't need it, we're going to dominate the ball. You may as well get it.
But again, it's about creating those partnerships
I get
for the bigger
but
games.
I don't care. We're going to dominate the ball. They're barely going to have it. Just get Winks on the ball and then play through the lines. It's miles easier, because otherwise we're going to have two sitting there and we're going to be playing too slowly.
So you're going Winks, Barkley and Mount then? That's the only option.
Yeah,
really.
I would do. Yeah, at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, Winks, Barkley and Mount. Yeah. Leave Henderson and Rice on the bench.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to play Henderson just due to the fact he gets up and down.
Winks, Henderson and Mount.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And I'd be quite happy with that, because we're going to dominate the ball.
I can see him taking Mount out and putting Barkley in.
I agree, he was pretty poor on Friday.
I just don't think it was necessarily his fault. I agree with you that I'm not sure he's quite ready for the level.
No.
It was a game screaming for James Maddison.
Oh, yeah.
It's a shame he had to pull out the squad ill. I would hope that he would start, but in the last group of England games, in the last England games, it was sort of shown that Southgate doesn't fancy him instead of Mount and was playing Mount.
No, I think it's an attitude thing, isn't it? Which is really annoying, because he's great, but...
The thing is, he's come out and said that he doesn't have to play number 10. He grew up for Norwich playing as a number 8 as well.
Yeah,
and I think
can imagine box to box like Lampard. Yeah,
like a better Henderson.
Yeah.
It baffles me. And then you'd stick with the front three. I wouldn't give Rashford a go. I don't think.
No, he's out of form. Yeah. I think he actually needs the break, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, I'd stick with Sancho, Sterling, and Kane.
Yeah, well, they're the best three. I think Abraham is knocking on the door though, with the way he's playing this season.
Yeah, I'd like him to be given a game, but after losing on Friday, let's make a statement.
Yeah, and like we said, Kane dropping deep to pick up the ball and play the passes. Abraham doesn't have that in his skill set, and it actually benefits Sancho and Sterling having that player.
Yeah, agreed.
So you have to, and Kane's the England captain.
Yeah,
you play him. He plays if he's fit. He plays. And there's a reason he scored again. I know it's a penalty, and I know he scores a lot of penalties, but it's still a skill. People say, "Oh, he's scored penalties."
I actually thought he was going to miss.
Yeah.
There's a few where he's been kind of had to wait a fair amount of time before taking the penalty, and it always puts a bit of doubt in your mind, doesn't it? To think, "Oh, I'm not sure he's going to score this."
I've always found that in high pressure situations, he tends to score.
Apart from the Liverpool one,
he didn't score the Kosovo one.
And the Liverpool last year, a couple of years ago, wasn't it? 1 year ago.
Yeah, but you think back to the World Cup, all of those, and he had to wait with the Colombia one as well. All of those situations,
huge,
they were superb penalties. It's against Kosovo, it was almost like the pressure was off a bit. At least we were 4-1 up or something.
Yeah.
And,
So, basically since that second half, we've been terrible.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how we didn't address it that second half.
Yeah. So I don't expect anything too drastic tomorrow, I've got to be honest. And I expect us to get the job done. If it's going to be good, I'm not sure, but I think we'll get the job done.
I like it to be a good performance. I think a good performance is needed.
I'm not you know what it's like away in Sofia, the pitch would be terrible. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's not an excuse. The thing is, I know pitches are bad. I know they normally play on carpets, but these professional footballers, most of them played their first game of football on a crappy park pitch like we play on a Sunday.
Yeah.
If I can control a ball on a park pitch on a Sunday, they can control the ball.
I get it, but if we
pitch.
play really poorly, that'll be the excuse.
But they're still better than those park pitches. That pitch would be as good as most non-league pitches in the country.
Yeah.
And we're still expected to... They're after you, mate. We're still...
There's Madison going by.
Yeah. We're still expected to be able to control the football.
Yeah.
They can do it too. I hate that excuse the pitch was bad. They're used to the pitch. No. Bugger off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not having that. Score prediction.
4-0. We're going to dominate. I can see Kane getting a hat-trick and Sterling getting the other one.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 3. I'm not sure. I think that it's going to take a lot to bounce back, and I think if they don't start well, that it could become a bit
it's
of a
massively
slog.
dependent on the first 15-20 minutes. If it's 0-0, we're really lethargic. We might struggle.
Being saying that, we could go to 3-0 lead in the first 10 minutes and absolutely batter them. I want to see a performance like Belgium beating San Marino 9-0.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want England to go out and just keep the foot on the gas and just go for it and just punish them.
Yeah, we've got a really good chance in the summer. We just need to improve slightly, and hopefully by the time we get there.
Yeah, and the atmosphere is going to be interesting because of that closed section of the stadium. It's not going to be quite as intimidating as going away to there normally.
It's like that horrendous game we watched, the Croatia one last year, wasn't it?
That was
no
awful.
crowd.
That was
horrendous.
That what was it? 0-0, wasn't it? It was
awful.
terrible.
Yes.
What a night of our holiday.
Oh, come on, England.
Yeah. Okay, that was episode, I think, 16.
Oh, yeah, 15,
one of
16,
the episodes of Pub Foot with Miles and Jimmy talking about England. We'll be back on. We're actually going to film on Monday straight after the game.
We are, yeah.
So we'll watch the game, then we'll do a review. Hopefully, very happy, and a little bit more drunk than a Sunday afternoon. But beyond that, there's one thing left to say. Apart from come on England, sort it out, lads. Cheers.